And before I begin with my role, I would just like to quickly acknowledge that we are currently located on the unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. And I'd also like to pass along a thank you to the First Nation Major Projects Coalition for hosting this Indigenous Sustainable Investment Conference today. So I was brought onto the RAM team to help advance some of the corporate awareness on Indigenous engagement and also share some of my experiences in building effective and positive and mutually beneficial relationships between industry partners and Indigenous communities.
So the major projects group at RAM consists of all elements of a project and using, the engineering group, procurement group, construction group, and then the management of all that for clients. And usually it's a bigger, higher dollar value type proposition where there's lots of clients out in the industries, different industries and utilities that need support from companies like RAM to come and manage $100 million plus projects. Obviously at RAM we've got all of the departments, and we kind of draw from all the different departments here at RAM to create a team.
Major projects can provide a very unique ability to allow participation in a far more meaningful and long-term way, which allows for advancing their own internal initiatives. So this could be a mechanism to assist in some of their health and wellness programs, most certainly employment and training, and or business development. So ideally it's all of the above, but each community will have its own interests in what it might want to use the major project as a springboard to advance, and given appropriate time, and that all commitments are met, major projects can support inclusion on many levels and allow true participation and advancements for these communities.
I think the biggest thing is creating that trust and knowing that we're there to work together and to help each other be successful. I think that's the most important thing, is developing those partnerships and the trust that is needed to create those opportunities.
Indigenous relations are really important on major projects because the economic benefits of those projects should be shared with the nation, specifically subcontract opportunities, employment opportunities, areas for training, hiring, and also procurement opportunities. As an important stakeholder in the project, the nation's concerns should be considered and implemented as part of the project development.
I mean, we have to be respectful of where we're working and the history of the lands that we're on. And I think, no different than, you would expect that if you own something yourselves. And, really, it's really a history lesson to go back and understand the history of what's happened with the First Nations throughout Canada and some of the things that have happened. Obviously, there's got to be some partnering and some honesty and some truth that's got to come between the relationship. And I think it's very, very important that from a RAM perspective, we don't want to do something without those partnerships. I think it's very, very important to us.
Some of the things that we've done is training opportunities, employment, both direct and subcontract opportunities, and ensuring that the nations are well informed of the project and including those feedback as a primary stakeholder to the project.
The engagement piece, again, is not a recipe. It has to come from a good place, and RAM has found that ability, and they do build relationships with the communities that they engage. This is it's shown, the importance of Indigenous engagement is shown by the fact that they set out and have a designated person to make sure that communication doesn't get dropped, that the commitments are met. And I guess that's back to the very first question, that's still part of my role, is to ensure that we continue to foster the relationships that we've set out to build.